What is up, Clemson Nation? What's up, TTC guys? Tigers get their second in a row against South Carolina. What an ugly! I want to give props to the South Carolina football team. Those guys came out and they played their tails off. Clemson was clearly the more talented team, but we kept making mistakes. Who knows how many points we could have scored if we'd stopped turning the ball over? Just like always in Columbia, we can't hang on to the ball. But it wasn't as close as it appeared. South Carolina scored on the last play of the game still. No excuse for it to be that close. You can see the defense is definitely looking just a little out of it. They're not focusing. They're giving up. They'll dominate first and second down. I mean, they dominated first and second down every series against South Carolina. Third and long, they'd give up some stupid pass that should have been easy to stop. And that's how South Carolina pretty much moved the ball up and down the field. Clemson's front forward dominant. I mean, we dominated South Carolina's defensive line all day. We were in the backfield most of the day, but we just kept giving up fluke long passes. But props to South Carolina. They came out there and they played their hearts out. They're just clearly not the best team. And that matchup, Deshaun Watson did Deshaun Watson things. 3 rushing touchdowns, 1 passing touchdown. You know, he's up there in the Heisman discussion now, and for good reason. He's been unstoppable. Nobody's been able to completely shut him down this year, and that's why we're number 1. So Tigers get past the Gamecocks. Honestly, it was actually a little disappointing. It's the first time I can ever remember beating South Carolina and actually being a little disappointed. Obviously, they've done nothing but hurt our strength of schedule this year. I was not as excited, anywhere near as excited as I normally am. It just doesn't feel good to beat up on your rival when they're as bad as South Carolina is, or to beat your rival, period. It's a lose-lose. If it was close, like this, then, you don't get anything good out of it. But I expect Clemson to still be number 1 in the college football playoff rankings. Let's move over to that discussion, since that's what everybody's talking about right now. And this came from a lot of Gamecock fans. They were talking about doing it at the game. They were talking about doing it. It was all over Twitter. South Carolina fans saying because they kept it close with Clemson that we would get crushed by Alabama. I don't know why. I guess it's just the SEC thing. They're saying Alabama instead of Oklahoma or somebody else like that. Clemson should be number 1 because Clemson is undefeated. Okay, now Walter, you can come on here and say all you want about ranked at the time. Dad, if Clemson, we've faced this when we've beat ranked teams at the beginning of the year. Dadgummit, if they lost the rest of the games, they'd be called overrated, and Clemson wouldn't get any credit for it. But when you do it all of a sudden, it's because y'all killed their dreams. That's how it is. I mean, really? I mean, yeah, you killed their dream. How about they're just overrated, okay? Those teams did not belong. Let's look. Auburn was a freaking top 10 team. The SEC was highly, highly, highly overrated, and that's why you got those ranked wins, because it was against teams who hadn't had any business being up there. I said from the beginning of the year that LSU was a one-dimensional team. They proved that. They're 8-3. They lost 3 in a row. That's your best win, Alabama. A team who lost 3 in a row is your best win. I want you to get up here and talk to me about some killer streak. You played a bunch of good teams, but you didn't play any great teams. Y'all didn't beat any great teams. Y'all lost to a mediocre team. I mean, not mediocre, but they're good. They're above average. Ole Miss is above average. They ain't a great team. They lost at Memphis. Y'all lost them at home. To get up here and say that y'all are the best team in the nation, you'd have to be smoking crack. You have to be smoking crack. That is the only way you can sit here with a straight face and tell me, based on your resume, that Alabama is the best team in the nation. Okay? The 2 teams we beat are higher ranked than any team you beat. Our 2 best wins. They're 10-2. Y'all ain't beat no team that's 10-2. The 8-3 is the best team y'all have beat. And you want to get on here and say that y'all deserve to be higher and we don't play anybody. We played and beat a bunch of bowl eligible teams too, just like y'all have. I guess that SEC logo patch is that big of a difference. I'll admit we've played some bad teams just like y'all have, okay? But last time I checked, Clemson beat Florida State, who manhandled the best team in the SEC East. Manhandled in their own stadium. That's who y'all get to play in your SEC championship. What a joke of a game that's going to be. If y'all somehow lost that'd just be hilarious. Alabama, let me get on here and say this, though. I respect your program. I respect Saban. I respect your program. You've proven over the years that you're a force to be reckoned with. Just you're not that team this year. You weren't that team last year, and you weren't that team 2 years ago, because when y'all have come up in the spotlight, when y'all have gotten to the big games and you've gotten to the postseason, you choked. Alabama. You choked. No, you got a pass in the SEC championship last year because it was a joke again, playing frickin' Missouri. Good Lord. So it's not like you've had a difficulty in the SEC championship or played anybody real. I mean, that's all there is to it. You look at resumes, Clemson has a better resume than Alabama right now. Point blank, period. Now, you want to come up and you want to have a discussion about somebody who I think could contend for the number one spot, even though they're not undefeated. And I'll leave Iowa. Iowa and Alabama I'll have ranked about the same at 3 and 4. But you want to come on here, you want to talk about a team who actually has a discussion? Not Alabama, nah. But Oklahoma. I'll give Oklahoma all the credit in the world. They had a horrible loss to Texas. Just like Ohio State had a horrible loss to Virginia Tech last year. Just like Alabama has a horrible loss to Ole Miss this year. Not as bad as the Texas loss, but it was at home. So it's close. But Texas has come out and beat ranked team after ranked team. Look, they went to Tennessee. They won in Neyland. And they came back. Alabama struggled with Tennessee at home. They went into Neyland, came back, won. Okay, yeah, they beat TCU, 10-win team. They beat Oklahoma State, 11-win team, and they beat Baylor, 10-win team. Now I know they didn't play that tough non-conference schedules, but neither did LSU. They're 8-3, and that's your best win. Their best non-conference game was against freaking Syracuse. So don't come in here and tell me that their schedules were a joke when it's all irrelevant. It's just irrelevant. Based on resumes alone, Oklahoma and Clemson have the best two discussions to be number one, with Iowa right behind it, and then Alabama behind those, okay? So just use knowledge. You cannot get on here and say that because you beat some overrated teams, they were ranked at the time because of preseason overrated rankings, that you deserve to be there, dadgummit, because of that SEC logo patch. Because it don't work like that. And you ain't the kings of college football right now, Alabama. I hate Ohio State more than I hate y'all. I don't even have a hatred for Alabama, really. They're just a nuisance sometimes, and because I respect y'all. Y'all have gotten it done with you. I hate Ohio State much more than I hate Alabama. But they're the kings of college football right now until somebody else wins it, because they are the defending national champs. Alabama ain't the kings of nothing yet, except for your division. Just like Clemson. We're not the kings of college football right now. We're not the kings of anything but our division until we get things done. But right now, we're the number one team in the country because we got a better resume than you, and we didn't lose at home. Okay? So that's just the way it is. Go Tigers. Get the win over South Carolina this weekend. It's time to go take care of the Tar Heels. Focus my attention on them because we got a good one. We got a good one coming up. Go Tigers.